many years since that brand identity had been refreshed. It was ready for an update. And so we worked with OX both on that new visual identity and on the strategy for the website.
Yeah, and when I think about the elements that make up the experience, not only did we want to sort of elevate Blackbaud as that trusted voice, that Lori talked about, taking what we knew about the brand and elevating it to a potentially new place, bringing forth that trust through design as much as possible with some liberties being taken there. It needed to be incredibly simple, and I think you'll see that when you visit the experience itself. It is incredibly simple, and the information that you're looking for is exactly where you'd expect it to be. As you're going through the experience, as you look at the navigation, there's two items in the navigation: research and about. And really, that's what we want to focus on. The homepage really gets to the heart of what the Institute is offering, but also provides pathways to that information directly. So, what I think about the elements that make up the experience, simplicity and elegance, I think are really the key takeaways for the overall experience.
Yeah. And so since this project was aimed at pushing boundaries while staying true to the brand, I know you touched on this a little bit, but can you explain how the team approached this challenge of kind of both of these things at once? What innovative elements were introduced to inject some fresh energy into the brand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think starting with UX and thinking about the simplicity of the experience and what we were trying to accomplish at that experience level drove us first and foremost. What sort of patterns could we potentially repurpose from the Blackbaud design system as it exists right now? And I think you'll see that as you go through the experience or the Institute experience, you'll see some repurposed components and different design patterns. That's on purpose. We don't necessarily want to reinvent the wheel when it comes to every aspect of the brand. But when we started to look at the visual design, we started looking at the presence we were kind of cultivating. We were looking for those moments where we could push. We were looking for those moments where application of color could be slightly different. We think about that elegance and sort of that being that trusted partner, being that authoritative voice. A richer, darker experience, something that was a bit more engaging, a bit more just visually immersive. Right? We don't want it to be heavy, but how can we make it feel like it's a robust and rich experience doing that visually? So we looked at those elements. We looked at elements of typography and color, and looked where we could potentially challenge what was being done within the Blackbaud brand. And really, the reason it was successful and the reason why we were able to get where we got was because of the collaboration we had with the Blackbaud team, making sure that we were sort of in lockstep with every decision we were making and every sort of calculated step that was taken. We were in alignment. So, no surprises on any end, and we were able to create a very rich experience. Making sure that we do introduce some fresh energy into the brand, and while also feeling familiar. There's a delicate balance there.
And so I'd love to maybe even take a step back or look at this at a higher level as well. And certainly, this project and this collaboration is a great way to frame this, but want to talk about aligning branding with business strategy and just how branding and business strategy work together and align for the enterprise. So Lori, why don't we start with you? Can you discuss how does an organization like Blackbaud view alignment of branding and business strategy, and how critical is this alignment to your overall objectives?
Yeah, I love this question because it's, I think, the thing I get up each workday and think about. How do we bring our brand's promise to life in a really differentiated way through our brand? And, when I think about our market, customers in our market really have a choice to make when they're looking for software. They can choose to purchase kind of general software that was not designed specifically for the workflows of a nonprofit, and try to make that general software work for their needs. Right. Or they can purchase purpose-built software with expertise built in that was created specifically for their needs. And that's what Blackbaud offers. And that's what really differentiates us, is that expertise that's integrated into our software. And I share this background because That's one of the reasons that it's so crucial for us to show up immediately as a source of expertise, because that's one of the differentiators of how we actually come to market. And something that we think actually really makes a difference for our customers and ultimately makes them more effective when they have an expert at their side. So wanting to show up in this project in a way that shines the light on the unique expertise we offer isn't just a creative decision or a stylistic choice because we like it. It's actually putting a spotlight on what makes us unique in the market. And so because we're, the longtime leader in this space, we actually have the world's most robust philanthropic data set. That's what we're using to create these free resources and research that we're offering to the market. And so as showing up as an expert source, as a source of trusted resources for our market, we're actually showing up as who we really are and hopefully helping make it easier for folks as they're trying to understand the lay of the land in this market and what differentiates us.
Yeah. I love that. I love the authenticity in that too. It's that's great. And Nigel, from a creative perspective, you touched on when we were talking about the project itself, blending innovation as while maintaining true to a brand. But, could you talk a little bit more about, just how do you generally approach a project knowing that these things need to align? You need to inject those fresh ideas, but still align with a client's business strategy.
Yeah, the prettiest thing in the world can exist and not work at all.
Right.
We needed to do something that did a few, wore a few different hats. Something that felt beautiful, felt elegant, but really met that business strategy. Knowing that we needed to show up and present ourselves as experts, and the wealth of knowledge that Blackbaud Institute is providing, again, for free. We wanted to make sure that every last detail mattered. Every image choice, every color selection is crucial to how we show up and what that presence actually looks like. I think that one of the things that we had a great sort of head start on was that experience, right? We were making sure that the experience itself was simple, was digestible. Every design decision we make should not be a distraction. It should be a way for to propel someone forward deeper into the experience so they get the information they're looking for. So, a lot of the design choices and a lot of the ways we approach a lot of creative projects is about speed, is about efficiency. How are we getting people to the information they're looking for as soon as possible? And that was not lost on us in this project.